From iconic makeup looks to an incredible cast, hallway catfights, and psychopathic jocks, HBO's Euphoria has taken the TV scene by storm. The curtain went down on Lexi's play on the 27th of February, and with that, our favorite bunch of problematic teenagers went on a hiatus from their drama-fueled high school lives. And while the series is set to return for a third season, no official release date has been announced so far. If you're hooked to the raunchy show, we feel for you. Hence, we've rounded up a couple of teen dramas that you can binge on while you wait for Rue and her frenemies to return. Gossip Girl, 2007. We thought to start off with something more OG. Back when the show came out in 2007, it was the talk of the town for being every parent's nightmare. From casual drug use to illicit affairs and incredibly PG scenes, Gossip Girl was basically Euphoria, if you take it down a few notches. The CW series follows a group of extremely privileged, insanely rich, and very fashionable high school students and their life troubles. Talking fancy jets, elaborate soirees, designer bags, and lunch at the steps of the Met kind of rich. Unlike Euphoria's East Highland High School, the high school in Gossip Girl, Constance, is more elite, exclusive, and comes with its very own dramatic, anonymous blogger, who apparently has eyes and ears everywhere. High school just hits different when you never know who's going to out your secret, doesn't it? Starring the iconic Blake Lively as the fashionable Serena Vanderwoodson and Leighton Meester as the classic mean girl Blair Waldorf, the show is bound to make you drool over their over-the-top wardrobe, huge mansions, and hot boyfriends. Gossip Girl packs the messy teen drama in an immaculate, shiny box that makes it a little different from Euphoria, which focuses on the dirtier, cruder side of growing up. But it's a bingeable watch nonetheless. Best part is all 6 seasons of the show are up online. That'll surely keep you busy for a while. Sex education. Let's come to something more recent. Taking Salt and Peppa's Let's Talk About Sex a little too literally is Netflix's Sex Education. The show is wonderful from head to toe, and if you like Euphoria for its colorful characters and all their big personalities, then this should definitely be next on your watch list. The Netflix original follows students of the fictional Moordale High as they have some uncomfortable but very much needed conversations about sex. The show features Asa Butterfield as the awkward yet wise Otis Milburn, who's basically the poster boy for the least popular kid in school. But what makes his character far more interesting than your average shy boys and other teen dramas is his mother, who is an uninhibited sex therapist. Naturally, Otis seems to have a flair for therapy and counseling and decides to put it to use by opening a top-secret sex clinic with the toughest girl in school, played by Emma Mackey. Sex Education has something to offer everyone. It has romantic tropes, some of the most wholesome friendships, healthy yet complex parental relationships, and important dialogue. Unlike Euphoria, this series deals with difficult issues in a warm, fuzzy kind of way. It came out in January 2019, and since then has had 3 amazing seasons that are as goofy as they are raunchy. Elite. Think extreme teen drama, but in a foreign language. Elite is a Spanish language series with all the makings of your typical teenage drama and then some. It follows 3 friends from the working class who somehow make it into a luxe private school. And while the trio is certainly bright, they are nowhere near as exorbitantly rich as their fellow classmates, which, as you can imagine, results in an inevitable culture clash. And that is the premise of the entire show. Of course, no teen drama is complete without love triangles, and Elite has a bunch of them. Some are more bizarre than others. And while, like Euphoria, it addresses some pretty serious topics like homophobia and Islamophobia, it doesn't deal with them quite like the HBO series. Instead of tackling them grimly, the Spanish series leans more into their chaotic roots. You'll also get a bit of whodunit plot in the show, as in between all the teen drama, there's a murder mystery going on. So if you're looking for a show that doesn't take itself too seriously with a bit of mystery, Elite should definitely be your next watch. Skins. If you're a millennial hooked to Euphoria, there's really only one thing to do before the show returns for its 3rd season. Rewatch watch the 2007 Skins. And if you haven't watched it yet, then there's no time like now. Skins was the ultimate grubby teen drama that embraced indie sleaze like no other show. For starters, it was full of bad sex and sweaty, gross teen parties. But we wouldn't have put it up next to Euphoria if that was all to it. The British TV series, in fact, dealt with loads of serious real-world issues like eating disorders, parental neglect, and of course toxic boyfriends. The best part? They weren't being portrayed by brooding 29-year-olds in designer clothes, which to be honest, sometimes really doesn't make the characters relatable. The teens in this teen drama were actually teens for a change. The show was pretty revolutionary when it came out because it was raw, it was relatable, and every episode was a patchwork of loud gags and some quiet tragedies. What added to the drama was the fact that none of the characters ever really got help or any sort of real guidance for their issues. They all just suffered in silence, screamed over each other at loud parties, and went catatonic at Crystal Castle gigs. That's a weird, problematic coping mechanism right there, but the show really holds up 15 years later and is sure to be a good watch. Yellow Jackets. For those of you who are more into the suspense of teen dramas, we've got you covered. Yellow Jackets will give you just that with a 90s-inspired soundtrack. The Showtime series is a bit of an unconventional teen drama as it takes the teens away from the high school setting and puts all those raging hormones out in the wilderness. The series follows a talented high school soccer team on its way to nationals when their plane crashes down in the wilderness. Seems like an unlikely place for teenagers to argue, but you know what they say. Where there are teens, there is drama. But Yellow Jackets is one of those teen dramas that has the mature content you're looking for. It focuses on the group of women before, during, and after the tragic event. But that's not all there is to it. The show also features hints of cannibalism, satanic rituals, and the struggle of returning to normal life after the rescue. The story, the major nostalgia of the soundtrack if you're a 90s kid, an all-female ensemble cast, and a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Need we say more? It's as awesome as it sounds. You can watch the first season of the series on Paramount Plus and Amazon Prime. Yellow Jackets was renewed for a second season back in December 2021. Chances are it'll premiere by the end of 2022. The end of the effing world. Next up, we have Netflix's dark teen comedy, The End of the Effing World. What happens when you put two weird teens, one that simply wants to get away in life, and the other who's sure he's a psychopath, together on an adventure? In one word, absolute craziness. The series follows a troubled kid who has a feeling he might be a psychopath. And we sort of believe him a little. After all, he does kill animals in his spare time. But soon, that's not enough of a thrill for him, so he decides to move on to killing humans. Yes, it's as casual as it sounds. Enter Alyssa. She's angry, she's brash, and she's apparently the perfect first victim for James. Before you kick this out of your teen drama watch list, let us tell you they never really get to the killing bit. Funnily enough, they end up going on a road trip together and keep getting caught in wild situations. Even though The End of the Effing World is primarily a comedy, what makes it so great is that it doesn't shy away from more serious topics. In fact, the British dramedy introduced storylines focusing on mental illness and sexual assault, amongst others, early on in the show. There are 2 seasons worth of adventure ready for you to binge on. My Mad Fat Diary. Now here's a series that'll make you feel the full spectrum of human emotions. My Mad Fat Diary is a teen drama with its own twist that includes a psychiatric hospital, but in no way is it a grim watch. The British dramedy follows our protagonist, Ray, as she returns to her daily routine after a 4-month stay in a psychiatric hospital. Understandably, she has trouble reconnecting with her old life and her old friends. In fact, she struggles so much with the reality of her situation that she ends up lying to her best friend about where she was for the past 4 months. Unlike other teen dramas, My Mad Fat Diary peeps into the lives of teens who do decide to get help and treatment when it comes to their mental health. It's honest, fun, and there's so much of Euphoria's Rue and Ray that you're bound to enjoy it. And that wraps up our video for today. Which teen drama tops your watch list? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.